Tomorrow is election day. Are you prepared to vote in the general elections? We will have an update on some of the most important issues you will be facing at the ballot box.
Plus, Cal State Fullerton celebrates Dia de los Muertos, and thousands of people gather to say hello and happy birthday to a very special kitty. This is OC News.
I'm Montserrat Jimenez.
And I'm Quinn Tien. OC News is brought to you by the journalism students on campus of Cal State Fullerton.
Tomorrow morning, voters across the country will head to the voting polls and to decide a number of key races and ballot proposals. There are many very hotly contested races, including several Senate seats that will be deciding the fate of the Republican stronghold, and will state votes red or blue on several key races for governor, including Colorado, Connecticut, and Kansas.
But here in Orange County, as well as much of the state of California, many voters are just happy that the political ads will soon be over. California is expecting one of the lowest voter turnouts in years, maybe a historical low. But all of us here at OC News are encouraging you to get out and vote. Here's our political guru, Joseph Anderson, who will give a quick look at some of the bigger issues we are voting on tomorrow. Joseph?
That's right, folks. It's the best time of year, midterm season. Many of us see the angry posts on social media sites where misinformed individuals argue invalid points against their opponents without truly knowing the meaning of a particular piece of legislation or candidate that they're voting for. In an effort to clarify some of those misconceptions, make sure to understand how each proposition could affect California, as well as learn about some of the local that could affect Orange County. An Orange Unified School District Bond Proposition Measure K is on the election ballot tomorrow for voters in the Orange School District. If approved, Measure K authorizes the district to increase its debt by $296 million by issuing general obligation bonds in that amount. District officials estimate that an average property tax of $39 per $100,000 of assessed property value would be acquired to repay those bonds. Meanwhile, incumbent Congressman Ed Royce is up for re-election in the House of Representatives, where he will be taking on Democratic candidate Peter Anderson. Outside of Orange County, there are some other key issues up for vote in California. Besides Propositions 1 and 2, 4 other pieces of legislation are on the ballot in the upcoming midterms. If approved by voters, Proposition 45, or the Public Notice Required for Insurance Company Rates initiative, would give the state's elected insurance commissioner the authority to reject excessive rate increases in health insurance plans sold to individuals and small businesses. That's 16% of all health plans in California. Currently, the state's Department of Managed Health Care and Covered California have the power to regulate or negotiate rates with health insurers, respectively. The commissioner can review health insurance rate under current law but has no power to change them. Proposition 46 was brought into the statewide prominence after 2 children were killed by an intoxicated driver. This ballot initiative is one of those complex 3-in-1 measures. It would increase the amount of money victims of medical malpractice can be awarded from the current $250,000, a cap set in 1975, to $1.1 million. It would require doctors to check the state's prescription database before prescribing narcotics in an attempt to stem drug abuse. It would also require doctors to undergo random drug testing. One of the more controversial pieces of legislation up for vote is Proposition 47. This initiative would change some nonviolent drug and property crimes from a felony to a misdemeanor. And because that would mean less time served in a local jail or state prison, the nonpartisan Legislative Analyst Office projects hundreds of millions of dollars in annual savings. Proposition 47 would divert those dollars with 25% to schools, 10% to victim services, and 65% for mental health or drug treatment programs. Some crimes that could potentially be switched from felony to misdemeanor include shoplifting crimes of less than $950, writing a bad check for less than $950, or possessing illegal drugs such as cocaine or heroin for personal use. The exception to this rule is if the suspect has already been convicted of multiple violent felonies. Last but certainly not least on the ballot is Proposition 48 regarding the first off-reservation casino in California. The proposition will either authorize or deny the construction of a 2,000 slot machine casino adjacent to the Highway 99, which will be owned and operated by the North Folk Rancheria tribe of Mono Indians. The tribe hopes to break ground on the new casino next year. Propositions 1 and 2 might be the most highly contested pieces of legislation on the ballot this time around. Proposition 1 is focused on new water projects, while Proposition 2 focuses on rainy day funds. Just remember to get out and vote because each vote matters. But even more importantly, be well informed before you cast your vote. For more information on Props 1 and 2, let's head back to Monse with the details.
As Election Day is right on our heels, there seems to be a spotlight on some of the major issues like California Props 1 and 2 and the re-election of Governor Jerry Brown. To make voting day a little easier for you guys, here is a summarized look at Props 1 and 2, as well as the candidates running for governor, which is Governor Brown and his opponent Neil Kashkari, and the other candidates running for California office. The race for governor of California has been going strong for quite some time, but there seems to be a lot of talk of a very likely re-election for current Governor Jerry Brown. Representing the Republican Party is Neil Kashkari. Kashkari is running on a platform that spotlights his record of economic and business leadership, as well as creating the Troubled Asset Relief program. Governor Jerry Brown is keeping his platform of hope alive by pushing the Prop 2's plan to pay down a large chunk of the debt for the state in the next 15 years, while also keeping his promise to keep taxes down and not rising. Running for lieutenant governor for California are Gavin Newsom and Ron Nearing. Newsom represents the Democratic Party and is currently the lieutenant governor for the state of California. Nearing represents the Republican Party and is pushing for more charter schools and reforming teacher tenure laws. Kamala Harris is running for re-election as Attorney General against Ronald Gold, who is pushing for the legalization of marijuana. Running for treasurer is current state controller John Chang and Republican Greg Conyon. Chang wants to continue his push for transparency in the state retirement fund as well as a sound budgetary policy. Conyon says he'd work on improving California's credit rating and working on drafting legislation to reduce income and capital gains. Now looking at Prop 1 and 2, here are the main facts of each of these propositions. Let's start with Prop 1, the water bond. This proposition allows the state of California to borrow up to $7 billion to spend on all sorts of water infrastructure programs. This money would go to building new dams and reservoirs, water recycling projects, flood protection, and efforts to clean and protect drinking water, along with various other projects. Now for Prop 2, which is called Rainy Day Fund. This proposition would require money to be set aside every year, as well as additional funds to be set aside when tax gains, tax revenues, reach a certain target level. Half of the funds will be set aside to repay debts to schools and pensions from 2015 to 2030. Contrary to popular belief, Prop 2 does not mean that there will be a rise of taxes in California. Don't miss out on voting tomorrow. In case you need to check if you are registered to vote, head over to the website listed below at www.ocvote.com/registration. And if you are having troubles finding your local polling station, head to www.sos.ca.gov/elections to see where you can vote. Today we have Keith Fonseca, Director of the Titan Recreation here on campus. Quinn has the scoop on upcoming future of the Rec Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please help me introduce Keith Fonseca, our new Director of Titan Recreation on campus. Keith, thank you for joining us here today. You've served more than 14 years managing collegiate recreation programs. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, and your background in collegiate recreation.
Well, Quinn, I'm Canadian. I'm from Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Okay.
and I moved to New Jersey in the 90s, and recreation got me involved in my community and the campus. In fact, it kept me from failing out of school. So I went to graduate school in Indiana at Indiana State University, where I got my master's in recreation and sport management. Worked a couple of years in Michigan at Eastern Michigan University, and then I spent 12 years at Montclair State University building a 79,000 square foot recreation center. Student development is at the heart of everything I do, and I'm just so pleased that I was given the opportunity to come here to Southern California and be part of Titan Nation.
Well, on behalf of everyone, welcome to the West
Thank
Coast.
you.
Tell us about the transition from coming from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast.
It's a lot warmer here every day.
It is.
I'm really enjoying the atmosphere here, the opportunity to grow the program, the department. Everyone's been so welcoming, so wonderful. Being able to come and meet with you folks today, everyone has just been so inviting, and there's not that much difference in what students really want. They want quality services, they want them delivered quickly, they want them done professionally, and that's what they pay for. They deserve that.
Absolutely. And going off of what you just said, can you tell us about a few programs that you can bring to our campus?
Well, right now we're running a lot of really great opportunities. We do have a 97,000 square foot recreation center that includes a rock wall where there's climbing opportunities every day, an outdoor swimming pool where we do teach students how to swim, a very robust intramural sports program. You can play sports like basketball, volleyball, soccer, flag football, softball. One incredible fitness program with 42 classes a week that every student is entitled to. And we have an incredible cardio and weight room area. On top of that, we have about 100 or so student leaders. We do employ students on campus. We're one of the larger student employers on campus. My goal is to get in touch with every Cal State Fullerton student and provide everything we can do for them, because that's what they pay for and that's what they deserve.
Absolutely. We have so many resources, and with those in mind, tell me about your vision and future for our Titan Recreation Center.
It's not well known, but there is a national association known as NERSA. It's well known in the recreation circles. It stands for the National Intramural and Recreational Sports Associations. Universities across the country have recreation departments. They're small cities, and we try to deliver that recreation, fitness, exercise, physical well-being opportunity. My goal for Cal State Fullerton for Titan Recreation is to be the best in the collegiate recreation field across the country. There are universities like Ohio State, which built a $100 million adventure center dedicated to recreation. Universities like that all over the country that are expanding their programs, going away just from a fitness model and focusing more on wellness. How do we deal with student wellness? How do we help students stay healthy and well as they progress through their academic time in college?
Absolutely. It seems like students for the future have a lot to look forward to. Thank you for joining us here again on OC News.
It's my pleasure to be here.
Monse, it's back to you.
Thanks, Quinn. CSUF is celebrating Day of the Dead. The Chicano and Chicana Studies Alliance put on the first of 2 Dia de los Muertos celebrations here on campus. Let's go to Alyssa Flores for more on the first day of the event.
Today, CSUF students have the opportunity to take part in the event
celebrating our loved ones who passed away. Usually on this day, we believe that their spirits come back to Earth and visit us.
The festivities took place in the Humanities Bar in front of an elaborate handmade altar.
It's a community altar. So we open it up to the community, other campus organizations to bring pictures or memorandum of people who they loved and have passed away.
The altar is the heart of the festivities. It's decorated with pictures, food, candles, and other personal symbols to honor loved ones.
So for example, if my grandpa loved Coca-Cola, then I would put a Coca-Cola on the altar, so when he would come tonight, his spirit would come tonight, he would drink that Coca-Cola again.
The Chicana and Chicano Studies Alliance planned a full-day event that included food, vendors, activities, music, visiting our city and stopping by to enjoy the entertainment. Student volunteers have been their peers the opportunity to take part in the holiday and the opportunity to stand
Creates cultural awareness. A lot of people mistakenly believe that Dia de los Muertos is Halloween. but it's not. It's a completely different thing. It's Dia de los Muertos is spiritual. It's very close to heart, very close to home, and we want to create that awareness on campus.
If you missed out on today's Dia de los Muertos festivities, you're in luck because they are not over yet. Tomorrow, November 4th, the celebration continues with face painting, games, giveaways, and more performances. For OC News, Alyssa Flores.
An Australian man surfs a whale, and Bollywood is put on the legal spotlight. Here's Lilia Mota with today's World News.
A video showing an Australian swimmer carry out an extremely dangerous stunt has gone viral. Here's what he did involving the floating carcass of a whale and two great white sharks. The 26-year-old man was on a boat with friends when they came across a floating carcass of a whale. Harrison Williams decided it would be a fun idea to jump on the rotting whale and surf for a bit. Meanwhile, two large great white sharks swam around the carcass, eating the dead animal. Williams made it back to the boat safely. On another note, police and hospital officials said at least 45 people were killed and 55 injured in a Lahore, Pakistan suicide blast near the country's border with India. According to Inspector General Mushtaq Ahmad Sukhera, a suicide bomber denoted his vest after a daily parade at the Wagah border crossing. It is believed the bomber entered the parade area as people were leaving and set off an explosive near a checkpoint. More than 5 kilograms, 11 pounds of explosives were used in the bombing. The suspect is believed to be a male between the ages of 18 and 20 years old. Authorities were aware of potential terrorist attacks and were prepared, but the crowds were larger than normal, meaning rangers were not able to check everyone as they entered the area. The parade is part of a ceremony carried out by Pakistan's rangers and India's border security, who lower the flags every day before sunset. Also in India, Bollywood is in the legal spotlight. A decades-old tradition of only allowing men to be makeup artists on the film sets has stirred up commotion, and old traditions could soon change. An actor and fashionista and style icon, Bollywood star Soman Kapoor, says a lot of the credit for her glamorous looks goes to someone else. They go to Namara Soni, one of Bollywood's most highly sought-after makeup artists, who isn't allowed to work on a film set because a makeup union established in 1959 says it's against the rules. The same union says men can't become hairstylists, only women can. We asked the vice president of the union, made up of 3,000 male makeup artists, why they don't let women do the same job, and he said they are scared of one thing, that the existing makeup artists plus those men who want to become makeup artists won't have a job. It's an argument few people buy. If directors hire female makeup artists, they are often threatened, as Farah Khan was when she used Sony in her first movie. In a country where women are now asserting their rights more than they ever have, a determined makeup artist, Charu Sharma, has taken this antiqued old rule to India's Supreme Court. In a country where women's empowerment is not just left to the activists, it's now everyone's fight. And that wraps it up for us here at World News. Montse, back to you. We had rain this weekend, but will it stay with the cold temperatures? Stay tuned after the break.
It's what powers our journey to reach unimaginable heights. It fosters a sense of yearning to create, explore, and soar. It strengthens our will to climb to the top. It's the bedrock of our conviction that nothing's impossible. It transforms us and sets us free to thrive and build lives of purpose. Titan pride is at the heart of who we are.
men's rugby team hopes to make a statement.
This study abroad program includes a 4-day trip to Rome.
Welcome to Cal State Fullerton Report.
Does the rain this weekend mean that it'll be cooling down? Here's Alyssa Flores with our weather.
I hope you didn't let the Halloween showers this weekend trick you, because it won't be cooling down anytime soon this week. Looks like we might be experiencing a true sunny California fall for the rest of the season. So let's take a look at what it looks like out there right now. It is currently 70 degrees with a low of 52. 70, pretty warm for the sun having already set. Winds are at 5 miles per hour, 30% humidity, and an early sunset at 4:57 p.m. with that daylight savings kicking in. Now let's take a look at what's in store for the rest of the week in Fullerton. The week starts off with a cooler 74 degrees as the high. Then going towards the middle of the week, it heats up to 89 on Wednesday, 89 on Thursday, and going into the weekend, still warm with an 85 as your high on Friday. And as you can see, it will be staying sunny all throughout the week. Now, taking a look at national temperatures tonight, looks like the west half of the country is cooler with 31 in Denver and 32 in Salt Lake City. And we're seeing warmer temperatures down south with 71 in Brownsville, Texas, and 69 in Miami. And back home on the West Coast, Los Angeles will be 53 degrees tonight. And that's all we have for you in weather tonight. Back to you guys.
Taylor Swift, a controversial SNL show, and the Halloween weekend box office numbers. Here's Tiffany Tellez with this week's entertainment.
Thanks, guys. So it seems that the world cannot stop talking about Taylor Swift. According to Billboard, her new album 1989 is expected to sell more than 1.3 million copies during its first week. This would mark the biggest sales week since Eminem's The Eminem Show back in 2002, and she would even be breaking Britney Spears' Oops, I Did It Again record for the biggest one-week sales of an album by a woman. If Swift is successful, it will be her third consecutive album to sell more than 1 million copies in its first week. In other Taylor Swift news, today she announced her 1989 world tour dates. She announced them this morning on Good Morning America. Her tour is set off to kick off on May 20th, 2015, and will continue on throughout Europe and Australia. If you're planning on seeing her shake it off on tour, she will be performing at the Staples Center in LA on August 25th and 26th. And you can also catch her at Petco Park in downtown San Diego on August 29th. Comedian Chris Rock stirred up some controversy while he hosted SNL this last week. He made jokes about the Boston Marathon bombing, the Free Tower, 9/11, and he even did a skit as an ISIS militant trying to get money on Shark Tank. His performance definitely got some mixed reviews on Twitter. But despite the offensive jokes, others tweeted great reviews about the episode for the musical guest, Prince. He performed a medley of songs off of his studio albums. After 13 years of marriage, actress Angie Horman and former football player Jason Sehorn have called it quits. After getting engaged on national TV on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno in 2000, the couple has confirmed their separation this past weekend. A rep of Harmon told Us Weekly, for the sake of their children, they ask for respect and privacy as they navigate this time in their lives. The couple has 3 daughters together. Now, Rihanna is back on Instagram, that is. 6 months ago, Rihanna deactivated her Instagram account after posting some controversial topless photos from a magazine shoot. The singer has been posting pictures nonstop since yesterday morning with hashtags #BadGalBack and #Reunited. All right, country lovers, it's that time of year again. The 48th Annual Country Music Awards are on this Wednesday night at 8/7 Central on NBC. Crowd favorites Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley will be hosting the event for the 7th consecutive year. And fans are looking forward to performances from their favorite country artists like Blake Shelton, Dierks Bentley, Eric grumpy cat is starring in his own Christmas movie. Stay tuned after the break to hear the details.
IUTV is a student-operated facility maintained by students.
It's on the Cal State Fullerton campus, and it's a great opportunity for Cal State Fullerton students to get hands-on experience directly in a studio environment.
Working with IUTV puts me in this professional environment. Everyone here is really fun to work with, and everyone just gets along so well. I'm having a great time.
News starts right now.
With President Obama.
A marquee matchup in the NFL and some great news for our women's soccer team. Let's head over to Willow Valley for more in sports.
Thanks, guys. 872 touchdowns, $230 million in net worth, 7 MVP trophies, and 4 Super Bowl championships. These are just a few of the amazing statistics from Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, two of the legendary quarterbacks of our generation. These two have had historic careers and have met for the 16th matchup Sunday with Manning's Broncos taking on Brady's Patriots in New England. Here we go, Manning warming up, over to Brady, and here we go, folks. Let's get started. So, first play of the game, first play, second quarter, here comes Manning, drops back, throws up the middle, Ninkovic gets it for the pick six. Manning's not happy, you can tell. Julian Edelman, punt return from the 16-yard line, goes by, whoop, right by him, takes it back. Is he getting tired? Maybe. Runs it, nothing but the kicker left for him to pass by, and you know that's going to happen. Runs it back for 84-yard punt return, and there's a souvenir. Now, 30-14, New England up. Manning trying to do his best to get them back in the game. Not going to happen as Walker gets knocked out right there. Safety with the interception. 2 interceptions for Manning on the day. Here comes Brady, and, you know, Brady is doing Brady. Brandon LaFell for the touchdown, 10-yard touchdown pass. And with this score right here, Brady and the Patriots go on to win 43-21. And Brady continues his dominance over Manning now, having won 11 out of the 16 meetings between the two. Brady also threw for 333 yards, moving him to 5th place in the all-time passing yards list, going ahead of the Hall of Fame Bronco quarterback John Elway. Fitting he passes it playing against the Broncos. After the blowout loss to the Patriots, the unhappy Manning spoke to the press.
Thought they were better than us. I thought we were just, pretty dead average on offense. I thought I was, very below average. Didn't play well on offense. Didn't do the things that we talked about doing, and that starts with me. I got to play better. That's pretty plain and simple. Quarterback stinks. Usually, you're not going to win many games.
He doesn't look happy. It's now time for this week's NFL play of the day, and it stays with the same game. Let's take a look. Brady drops back with the play action pass, throws it, and what? What just happened there? Take another look right here as Big Gronk goes beast mode on the Broncos. Gronk, little hesitation, and here we go. His bionic arm does all the magic. One-handed grab for the touchdown pass on the next play down. Fitting with the Broncos going down the Patriots. So now, heading over to the hardwood, Kobe and the Lakers take on the Golden State Warriors up in the Bay Area. Kobe talking to the ref, probably displeased with the start the Lakers have had. But here he is, the end of the half. Throws it. What? Circus shot over the Warriors, goes by Livingston. Here we go again. Bryant doing all he can to keep the Lakers close in this game. Shoots a 30-footer, nails it over Klay Thompson. Speaking of Klay Thompson, let's get back to him later on. Here's Steph Curry, dazzling, Jeremy Lin can't keep up, throws a 3-pointer in your face. Curry's having fun with this. Lakers are not looking good right here. Here comes another 3, and Splash City is off. Klay Thompson with the 3, and another. And another. Klay Thompson with 3 3-pointers back to back to back, and he's definitely earning his 4-year, $70 million contract as he goes for a career high of 41 points. As for Kobe and the Lakers, well, they start off with the 0-4 start in 5 nights, and it's not looking good as he's displeased. You can see right there. Sadly, Kobe Bryant. Moving on to campus sports, our very own Tucker Tashian has a story on a very special soccer team.
The Cal State Fullerton women's soccer team hosts conference rival Cal Poly Pomona in a battle for first place of the Big West Conference. Sunday's game was also senior night for the women's team, and after tearing her ACL earlier in the season, senior midfielder Chelsea Patterson got a ceremonial start, pass, and substitution in her last home game as a Titan. Skipping ahead to second half action as forward Kristen Birkenrode gets some space for the deep cross and connects with Adriana. Is Wayne Boy going to have to Jonovic, who scores for the 1-0 lead in the 82nd minute. Only a couple possessions later, when the Mustangs come right back with an intended cross that just misses its target, but still almost gets past the Titans keeper Jennifer Stewart as the ball just hangs right under the post. Titans get the win over Pomona and clinch their third straight Big West Conference title.
So I saw Christina get the ball, and I know we're getting across. And so I was ready to get it. The sun was in my eyes, so I was just trying to focus on what was happening. And I saw her cross it, and Rebecca Wilson makes an awesome front post run and dummies it. And right after that, I knew that it was my goal to have. And I said this before: easiest goal of my soccer career, right on the line, and first goal of my senior year, and no better time to score it.
Well, I think the first thing we do is we take a real big breath, and we really enjoy this. This comes out of a lot of hard work. And then we get ourselves kind of grounded and ready for a travel up to San Luis Obispo for what's going to be a very difficult conference tournament. All four teams are very good.
Cal State Fullerton women's soccer wins Big West for the third straight year in a row under coach Damian Brown. Adriana Jonovic fittingly gets her first goal of the season here on senior night, and the Titans head into the Big West tournament this weekend. From Titan Stadium, I'm Tucker Tashton, Titan Sports Recap.
Congratulations to the women's soccer team from behalf of the OC News, and good luck to the rest of your season. That is all for sports.
Thanks, Will. Grumpy Cat is back in the spotlight and ready to become a star. Move over, Grinch. Grumpy Cat is making a Christmas movie. Grumpy Cat, whose real name is Tartar Sauce, has been an internet sensation since the fall of 2012. The frowny face feline has her own website, coffee brand, merchandise, and Twitter page. She lives up to a reputation in her movie, Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. The film will air on Lifetime the day after Thanksgiving.
Well, I know what I'm watching while I'm eating leftovers.
Me too.
Well, that has been OC News. I'm Montserrat Jimenez.
And I'm Quintian. Have a wonderful week.